Welcome you guys to my part two, review of episode one of The Last Kingdom. So let's get going. So pretty much the battle's beginning, and you know the Northmen are ready. The Vikings, they're ready. They're set. The field, their side of the battlefield, whatever. It's kind of covered with fired up. The trees are set on fire. Everything's fires are blazing. Whatever. King Uhtred pretty much mentions that they've conceded the higher ground. And he doesn't seem like too sure. Like he seems as though something's off. The way he looked, the look on expression on his face, that they're probably hiding some more men, some more numbers. You have King Uhtred pretty much, or Uhtred said pretty much, you know what? Like we mentioned before, the first wave is you, Uhtred, and King Ael's men, and then once we get an accurate measure of their number, then my men will come in and we'll slaughter them all, whatever. So you got the Vikings, they're ready. They're in it. They're in. You know what I mean? They're game mode. They ready for this shit. And then Uthred's men, they slowly start going. Then King Aela start to go. Then you have the Vikings just stop the shield wall. It's just awesome visual. And then Uhtred and their men, like once again Uhtred and King Aela, they go. And then it's battle against battle. It's brutal. People getting stabbed in the in the abdomen, people getting stabbed in the knee, getting their ankles cut off, gruesome stuff. But it seems as though Uthred's men, are winning, and then you have the priests being all happy, whatever, saying there's gonna be a great victory, for God and all that stuff. You have the boy, pretty much hearing that his father, is fighting, and he's like, no, not without me. And I don't know if I mentioned this in the last review, but young Uhtred's pretty much left, the castle. Left the kingdom a little bit, and he was supposed to be under his uncle's protection. So the uncle mentions to one of the guards, okay, if the father dies, then the boy must die too. So pretty much he's trying to take control, So back to the battlefield. So King Uhtred, he's fighting, but King Egbert or Orthbert, whatever, he brings his army too soon. And King Uhtred knows this, and he's saying to himself, no, not now. Turns out that was a foolish mistake because you had, many other Vikings pretty much sort of hiding, like to the sides, whatever, you know what I mean? Like Errol Ragnar said in the previous episode, he learned the terrain very well, after decapitating, King Uhtred's son. So they pretty much box them in and they just take them out. Uba's mad confident, pretty much look at them like fools, saying like, how could they fall? You know what I mean? And just enjoying the slaughter. It got to one point in which King Uhtred was pretty much brought into the Viking shield wall, and then he was gruesomely stabbed, through the throat. And the boy, young Uhtred, sees this. So as his father pretty much dies, the boy tries to fight Earl Ragnar. Earl Ragnar does not take him serious. Matter of fact, I think he cuts like 3/4 of his sword off. Anyways, the dude turns his back. The boy almost kills him. So Earl Ragnar gets a little bit of his axe and kind of chops him a little bit across the head, kind of making him a little delirious. And then I think he kind of knocks him unconscious with the butt of the axe straight to his nose, I believe. So pretty much after this, you have the boy being taken in by Earl Ragnar. There's a feast happening over in York. You see a lot of the soldiers being beaten up, hanged from the top of the hall. Some of them being forced to fight for their life with other Vikings, whatever. So the boy is pretty much left with Earl Ragnar's father. And Earl Ragnar's father, whatever, he's sort of like, cut me some chicken, And the boy, and he's like, beware, that knife is sharp enough to kill someone, So he says that he tells the boy, what do you see? And the boy's like saying, I see, he pretty much describes what he sees. He says one of the people that the boy mentioned was King Uba. He said, never trust him. He says a man that relies on the gods to handle and how to handle his business, how to rule, or do certain things, he's unpredictable and dangerous. Never fight him at all either. And he talks about how King Egbert is pretty much just a puppet king that they just had, that they just put in control of, saying he's a king of nothing. He was saying that, he mentioned how the boy's father died. He was saying that, first, with Northumbria and everything else, and East Anglia, Northumbria, Mercia, he said the final destination is the greatest kingdom of all, Wessex. It will be ours. So he asks the boy about his father. Father said the boy says that he was never really in his father's great favor and all that. You could tell he was they had a strained relationship. But yeah, after that, you can see him with this girl, whatever, and they kind of hold each other's hands. So the next day, Uhtred and the girl and everyone else, they're kind of picking the weapons from the dead, those that died on the field. And he notices his father is kind of nailed to a post or hung on a post, and he has a dick literally in his throat, in his mouth, which is fucked up. That was some fucked up shit. But anyway, I digress. And we have Earl Ragnar speaking to his son, saying that he's going to take Uhtred and the girl that Uhtred was holding hands with, like the night before or whatever, saying that would help his wife, deal, with the stuff around, the house and whatnot. So Uhtred pretty much becomes a part of the family, and he definitely becomes part of the family, when he defends Earl Ragnar's daughter, who was stripped pretty much by this boy around their age, and Uhtred defended her honor. So he got a black eye for it, even though the kid like twice his size. And at first, they were saying, why do they always start these fights? Uhtred just talking shit, bad mouthing. Earl Ragnar about to beat that ass, but, Earl Ragnar's daughter told Earl Ragnar the truth about what happened, and Earl Ragnar pretty much took Uhtred himself and his son. They went to see the boy. At first, his father tried to defend him. I believe his father was Guthrum. Guthrum, one of Earl Ragnar's loyal men. So he says, listen, either I'm gonna get the boy, you want to challenge me. You know what I mean? So pretty much, Earl Ragnar crushed the boy's eye, and it was just really gruesome. But the boy did deserve it. Well, I don't want to say the crushed eye, but he did deserve it to at least get some type of punishment done to him. So anywho, and I think he got banished for that, him and his father. So anyways, Earl Ragnar speaks to this is sort of a bonding moment. Earl Ragnar gives young Uhtred, amulet, and they get more like acquainted. He was like, I'm thankful for what you did for my daughter, And Uhtred asks, what about, what's it like over Scandinavia, Denmark, whatever. And Earl Ragnar's son is like, it's wet, And Earl Ragnar's like, it's harsh, and you can't plant a damn thing worth of shit, unlike England, And then he says his son Ragnar's going to go to Ireland. And then Uhtred asks why. And then Earl Ragnar's son says pretty much, because in life, if you want something, you got to take it. You can't have anything. You won't have anything ever given, to you. So yeah, that was like an interesting, I really enjoyed this part of the episode. But this is part 2 of my review. There's a lot of things I have to get, I have to sort of finish off. I believe I'll finish it off in the third part because I'm running out of camera time right now. But yeah, I'll have the third part to you guys in a few minutes.